Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new around here, my name is Nicole and we're back with another video. Now I would have put one of these out last week, but last week I was having quite a cantankerous week. In fact, you will see some of what happened in the upcoming video. Like nothing seemed to go right. So we're just going to chalk it up to, oh well, it's a new day and let's see what happens. Today we are going to be making brownie mix that you can have on hand all year round, or all you have to do is add a few ingredients. We're going to make the brownies, because why wouldn't you make the brownies? You're having a splendid holiday season, and you know, here's the thing. The first Christmas was pretty low-key, and if yours is too, that's okay. Don't stress. It's just like a wedding. If something doesn't happen, nobody's gonna know but you. So, let's get cooking. So as I was pulling out all of the ingredients to make the brownie mix itself, I realized I didn't have enough powdered sugar. In fact, that first container there is the powdered sugar that I had, and I needed 3 1/3 cups. Anybody can eyeball that and realize there is not 3 1/3 cups there. So what do? You make your own powdered sugar. So what you do is you add regular sugar to a blender, a food processor. I used my little NutriBullet thing here, and 1 cup of granulated sugar, when you process it up, will equate to roughly 2 cups of powdered sugar. Now the other thing that you need to consider is when you are making the powdered sugar, if you're going to use it all right away, you do not need to add the cornstarch. But if you are going to make it up and make extra, you want to add a tablespoon of cornstarch per 1 cup of granulated sugar. That will help it keep from clumping when you put it in your container. So now you're with your powdered sugar, and you can just make it on your own. If you don't have enough, you don't have to run to the store. I wound up not making enough, so I had to make a second amount, but hey, it works. So if there's anything I can tell you, this is where it all goes downhill for me. But learn from my mistakes, and if you think the bowl is big enough, just get a bigger bowl, because you're going to need it. Here's the thing, I could edit my videos and make it look like I am the world's best cook when it comes to doing all of this, but we all make mistakes, we all make huge messes, so why not just own up to it and move on. The first thing we're going to do is add 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour to our mixing bowl. I passed mine through a sieve just to make sure we didn't have any clumps, and it also helped kind of mix all the stuff together. But again, you're going to see that I didn't grab a big enough bowl. To this mix, we're going to add 3 1/3 cups of powdered sugar. I start measuring out my powdered sugar and realize, oh hey, I don't have enough, so I wound up having to make more. Now it's time to kind of empty out the sieve, because obviously I can't really put a whole lot more in there because it is very full, as you can see. Now we're going to add 3 1/3 cups of unsweetened cocoa powder to the mix. I'm having to do it with a 1/2 cup because, as you can tell, I can't really get a full cup in there because that is a very full container. We are now getting ready for bowl swap number 2, and the bowl I grabbed happened to only be a 5-quart bowl, which really wasn't much bigger than the original one that I swapped to. So maybe next time I'll swap to the 8-quart. Maybe not, who knows. Now I need to add 5 cups of regular granulated sugar, and I'm hoping it will all fit. We'll have to wait and see. Finally, one last ingredient, and it's a big one. 1 tablespoon of salt. Now, channel your inner Sarah Jessica Parker and whisk, 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 whisk. I will never be able to whisk anything without hearing her do that from the family stone. So, we have the brownie mix. Now let's make brownies. First off, you want 3 cups of your freshly made brownie mix. And if it's not freshly made and you're pulling it out of a container, well, that works too. And while we're at it, just reuse one of those bowls you already dirtied up. I mean, that's the kind of day you're having. To your brownie mix, you're going to add 1 cup of chocolate chips. Now you're going to wish you stuck with the original chocolate that you found, which was chocolate chunks, because this is so frozen up and had been melted that I'm not even sure I added a full cup. These are mini chocolate chips, so maybe mine should have had more. I don't know. Then add 1 tablespoon of vanilla, or until your heart's content. 2 tablespoons of water. 2 large eggs, mixing mine together because we're going to be adding melted butter, and I didn't want to scramble my eggs with my butter being a little on the warm side, so I gave it just kind of a real quick mix. Now that my butter is melted, it's time to add a 1/2 cup of melted butter to the mix. And again, if you like this content, why don't you go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and I would love to have you back. Now, if there's anything I can tell you about brownies and me, we just don't get along. I have messed up brownies so many times, but I have to tell you that while we have a few hiccups here and there, I did pretty well with these brownies, and I was quite happy with it. This amount is made for an 8x8 baking dish. If you want to use a 9x13, you'll want to double the recipe. Go ahead and spray down your pan so that the brownies don't stick. I wound up using coconut oil this time. Normally I would use Baker's Joy, but I just couldn't find it. If you don't know what Baker's Joy is, Food Network did an article back in sometime in the early 2000s that said it was one of the best cooking sprays when it comes to baking because it already has your flour mixed into your cooking spray. So you're going to scrape your brownie mixture into your 8x8 baking pan. You're going to put it in a 350 degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Mine actually wound up taking almost an additional 10 minutes. These are fudgy brownies, but every time I would insert my cake tester, it would come out just gloopy as all get out. So it took an additional 10 minutes. I got this brownie mix recipe from a Facebook channel that I found called Craftologist. I will try to link down below. She also had an Etsy account where she made stickers that you saw on my container. This container here is a 12-cup container. I did use 3 cups out of this for the brownies that I made. If you aren't using it right away, you might need a little bit bigger container. Apparently, container size and I don't get along either. The thing I loved about her stickers is not only did it tell you how to make the brownies, but it also told you how to refill the brownie mix, so you can always have these in your pantry.